Hey guys, welcome. In this video, we are going to learn how to design such a profile card with Tailwind CSS. Previously, I've talked about best CSS frameworks for 2022 and I mentioned that Tailwind might be the best one. That is because Tailwind is utility first. Likewise, Bootstrap we have the previously built elements and cards, but in Tailwind we don't have such cards pre-built. So how can we build such cards, and we will learn in this video. This card might not look much good and interesting, but the main goal is to learn to design such a card with the Tailwind, and you can do far more better than this one. So let's dive into it. So here I'm in the Visual Studio Code and I've installed Tailwind CSS. If you don't know how to install, I will put the link in the description for the Tailwind CSS Crash Course series, and I will upload this on GitHub and put the source code as well available to you. So let's start designing our card. After installing Tailwind CSS, the very first thing that you have to think of is whether your watcher or bundler is running or not. So let's go to terminal. So my one is running and you have to consider it. So let's create a div, give it a height and width for our card, a width of maybe 80 and a height of maybe 96, temporary height though, and a background color of white, and say let's say it be rounded LG, the large size, which will be our border radius 8px. Let's save it and just look on the browser what we get, and let's bring it to center. So we can do that by just saying margin on the x-axis should be R, and after that let's add an image for our user or that person. Okay, I'll get the image from the Pixabay. Okay, put it in the source. Now let's give it some classes. Let's customize it. Class, the width maybe of 1 of 3. It means that our width of 80 should be divided into 3 halves, and the one should be this image. And after that let's say rounded full, and let's mention the height maybe R. So that will be good for our card. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we get something like this. Let's just remove the height 96 from our parent element and instead give it a padding of 10 from the 4 sides. Okay, now after the image let's add a place for the name. Let's say h1, and let me give a name. Okay, let's say die John Doe, a class, and let's just customize it with the utility classes of CSS, like say text could be LG, and the boldness should be font bold, and the color can be text slate about 600. Let's save it and check it on the browser. We got something like this. Now time to go for the second, for the designation of the person. Like we can just make it text SM maybe, and font maybe semi bold, and the text color maybe text slate of about 400, and the designation may be web developer. Let's save it and check it on the browser. Let's just go for the description a little bit for that person, lower him about 2 or 3 lines, add some class for this as well, text maybe extra small, and let's just text the color maybe slate 500, and just the text should be to center, text center, and just save it and check it on the browser. Yeah, we got something like this. Now let's bring everything into center. So how can we do that? Let's just mention the parent div like flex, and just say flex call, because if you just say flex it will put everything side by side. We need a flex of column type, so we say flex call, and let's see, items sent for, and use it when you use the flex utility. Item center, let's save it and check it on the browser. Yeah, we got everything in the center, and managing the space between our occupation and this paragraph. So let's set some utility classes for the space. We can just say margin y on the y-axis for the paragraph should be 5 or 4 to add some extra space. 4 is okay. Yeah, and now let's add a button at the end of paragraph, and let's say hire me. So for that, let's add a class of bg like blue 800, rounded full, and the padding on the x-axis should be about 8 and on the y-axis should be 2. Let's save it and check it on the browser. And that change the text to white, text white, and to uppercase. Yeah, and a margin of top maybe 3 or 4. A margin y to our whole div to bring it somehow down. So you could do more and design more beautiful and giving some shadows, etc. Like we can add a hover for our button. Let's add it. Hover, you can say border b, border bottom 2 or maybe 4, and the border color should be border or maybe red 600, and let's save it. Give it transition, like say ease and out, and a duration of maybe 300. Let's save it and just let's hover on the button. Yeah, okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you very much, and please like, subscribe and share.